Hello and welcome back to our Imperator Rome Developer Diary 16 talky thing. I really need to come up with some kind of intro for these videos, I don't know. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Okay, so as always we'll start with the Sunday Twitter teaser, and here we go. The art of the deal. Members of the mercantile faction have something of a reputation regarding the price of their support. It came, therefore, as no surprise at all when Lucius Postumius Megellus, leader of the patricians of Rome, approached us with a glint in his eye. Seemed to share some of the goals, a necessary expense, and offer them more. So, basically we've got the, here you can give him money, he will give you, mercantile faction will be more likely to back your diplomatic actions for 2 years. You know what, that's all totally legit. I don't see any problem with that. Art of the deal. That's very interesting, isn't it? Also, we've got some placeholder stuff here and over here. Obviously, we've always got our lovely little platypus. Lovely. Okay, so I think we should move on. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 16th Developer Diary for Imperator. This time, we'll look at a few smaller things. First of all, we have the road building ability, which is unlocked in the Latin military traditions by the 4th tradition in the Roman path. So this tells us that if we have a look at the traditions from the last dev diary, where we had the barbarian traditions, the Britannic, the Gallic, or was it Druidic or Gallic or something? I'm not sure, I can't remember. Either way, we've got Latin military traditions, of which one of them is Roman path. So what are the other two paths in the Latin military traditions? Is it gonna be... I don't know, because Latin is literally just in Italy. The Greeks weren't Latin, so the Greeks must have their own traditions. That's interesting, that is interesting. Okay, well, if you have any thoughts on what the other two paths in the Latin traditions area will be, please do feel free to let me know. Anyway, any army with that tradition and at least 5 cohorts, so 5,000 men. Yes, we know, cohort was not 1,000 men in history. Let's move on. Will be able to start building a road towards another city. The movement will be delayed to 20% of the normal speed, and the morale is severely reduced as well. When the army reaches the next city, a permanent road is created, giving a movement speed boost of 50% between the two cities. So, in this image, we see this is Rome. We've got this probably, I would imagine, Ossetia. And there's a road between them. And then here, he's moved over to, I imagine, no, this is probably Veii. What would this one be? Maybe that one is actually Veii. I don't know. Either way, he's moved to another area. He's built a road. There's a little bridge there as well. All roads are drawn on the map, adding bridges as they cross rivers. I don't think that's something we've seen from a Paradox game before. Like, the ability to actually change the look of the map. I mean, maybe you could class the canals in EU4, but let's be honest, there was 3 of those. And they didn't look amazing. Obviously, the bigger city you had, more development, like the actual city graphics looked bigger, so I guess that sort of counts as well. But certainly nothing like this, and I really, really like this. This would be so useful if we could have this system in Mayon taxes. Oh man, roads, oh please, I want it so bad. Anyway, moving on. Secondly, how Unrest works has completely changed from Rome 1. Unrest no longer impacts a risk of a rebel unit spawning. In fact, there is no such thing as a rebel unit in Imperator. Okay then. Unrest instead impacts the loyalty of the province, which in the end may cause a civil war or an independence war. Okay. So we've got Unrest here. Bunch of different modifiers are affecting it. The Agathocles, I don't know what that is. Again, comment section if you know what an Agathocles is. Do let me know. Be interesting if they actually showed us, you know, a province that had unrest, not negative unrest. But anyway, that's not a problem. Also, it's showing 0.00. when it's actually 0.4. Sorry, no, it's negative 0.4. No, negative 0.6. My bad. Yeah, so it would be nice. It would be nice if this actually showed us a negative number. That's something I immediately disagree with. I want you to show me negatives on the tooltip instead of having to mouse over. Sorry, show it on here rather than having to get the tooltip up. Make this show negatives. Alright, so, no rebel units. Okay, this will make large rebellions more interesting and remove the disbalance where rebel units always have larger numbers than real armies in our other games. That is something you see quite frequently in EU4, especially if you're playing like Africa or in North America or even South America. I've seen quite a few times where I've got, oh, here's 23,000 units of rebels. My max force limit is 15. Like, yeah, okay. If you say so, game. I wonder as well if these... Well, there is no rebel units. Interesting. Okay, so how are you going to deal with the Spartacus slave revolt? Is that going to be an independence war? Or is that going to be a civil war? How is that going to be dealt with? Because, honestly, they were just slave rebels. They would fit, you know, more than any other game, they would fit the definition of a rebel unit, right? See, in EU4, you have a civil war. I don't think that works very well, because civil war is basically just, oh, here's some rebels. Deal with the rebels, and the civil war is over. Whereas, what I think it should be is, you know, your country is split in half. Half of it is declaring for one party, half of it is declaring for another party. Here, there's a new tag that has just been created just for this civil war. Fight. And that's what I think we're getting here. Civil wars and independence wars, I think that's what we're getting here. Independence war. Is that perhaps, instead of separatist rebels, you get the separatist country just pops into existence all at once? Is that maybe what that happened? This is very interesting. I don't know how they're going to get away with not using rebel units. Because there's more than just, you know, there's more than just separatists. And, would you even call it a civil war rebels in EU4? I can't even remember. It's very interesting. It is certainly very interesting. Is it noble rebels? I think it's noble rebels. It's very interesting, and I would love it if he would expand on this in the future. But for now, I guess we shall move on to the next thing. Thirdly, each nation will have a civilization level, which depends on their type of government, and technology levels. Each city will slowly increase to that cap, or decay if above it, so civilizing barbarian frontiers is a long-term process. Gotcha. So, civilization cannot be higher than 15 in any city in Suionia. Is that the country or the region? It's the nation. It's the nation. Okay. Maybe. Yeah, I think... I think that's the nation. Okay. Civilization value indicates how stable and settled the inhabitants of a province are. Higher the value, the less likely inhabitants are to engage in barbarian practices. And it affects this. Population growth, supply limit, research points in barbarian growth goes down. Okay. It doesn't say on this tooltip how fast it's increasing or decreasing, so we have no idea how long this long-term process will be. But okay. Yeah, there's not too much to talk about with the civilization value. They don't exactly show you very much. Alright, well, that seems all fine and dandy. I hope there will be some downsides to having advanced infrastructure. I think he's talking about roads. Yeah, he's talking about roads. You do know that Roman roads were built to not require repairs. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, there's still Roman roads in Britain that are functional. And they're like 2,000 years old, like almost. Maybe they are, I don't know. I don't know exactly when they were built, but, you know, Roman roads, they did the fucking job. So I'm quite happy to not have to pay, you know, maintenance on those. And then what's civilization value do? And yeah, it's in the screenshot. So yeah, this was an interesting dev diary for sure. I think the biggest things to talk about really would be, you know, lack of rebel units. But yeah, I like it. This is one of the good ones, let's put it that way. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye for now.